Welcome back. I hope you've been well. This looks crazy. Today we're going to be working on looking at the camera as well as our infatuation with excuses and why we need to get over doing such a thing. There's a few different reasons as to why we tend to make these excuses, but what I will say is that the main two are fear and being comfortable. When it comes down to being comfortable, if you don't really feel as though the place you're in is necessary of change, you're not going to want to change. There's no need to. And I've spoken about this before, but if the ego is comfortable, the ego won't want to do shit else because it's only made primarily for survival. It's only here just to be able to make sure that you're safe, and rightfully so. However, when you allow the ego to take control, that is where you get into dilemmas such as not being able to do the things you genuinely want to. Now, the thing with this in particular is you are kind of fighting an uphill battle because you need to be able to become uncomfortable with being comfortable. And that alone is one of the hardest things for most people because, as you can imagine, you're basically trying to shift your world in all of its views. So because of that, what I need you to understand is this is not an overnight process. It takes time, and it takes you being patient with yourself before anything else. I'm going to get into how to break these cycles after I talk about why fear is also part of the problem. But what I do need you to understand as well is, and especially here, I can't remember if I said it in a video already, but I'll just say it again anyways. My information primarily is to help you help you. I'm helping you by helping you help you, right? I don't want you to take what I say and what I tell you to do as the only way. What I want you to do is innovate off of the words I give you and to find a way to incorporate it into your own life. Because at the end of the day, well, I can take a little bit of praise if you want to throw some my way. What I want you to do is, at the end of the day, understand that you helped you. Okay? Now, being comfortable is akin to the devil because what you're doing is you start to stagnate, especially in areas of your life you don't want to, primarily because once you get comfortable, you start to get into the habit of doing things like procrastinating. And procrastinating alone is one of those things that, you know, once it starts, you that's a whole nother thing you got to work on at that point. And it's hard, 100%. Don't take anything I'm saying as it's as easy as just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's as easy as taking it day by day and applying steps along the way to get you there, but it's not going to be one of those things that you're just like, oh, well, here I am. Because you have to think about it. Things like being comfortable are ingrained into your habits now. So when it comes to even things like what you eat, yeah. How many times have you wanted to change your diet to a degree, but then you just keep falling back with the same things over and over again? And you're like, why do I keep doing this? It's because your body is adjusted to it. And it's going to be the same thing with most things in your life. So before I get into things you can do, I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoy what I'm saying so far, like the video. If you don't like what I'm saying so far, dislike the video. And if you want to continue to be along the ride on Solace, subscribe. We're real kosher over here. Now, when it comes to fear, this one is this is the main reason as far as it goes. I would say comfortability definitely plays a large part, but fear is what is holding you back more than anything else. Now, I want to say, before anything else, your fears are here to help you break out of cycles, because they are the points of resistance in your life that are necessary to break from if you want to evolve. So, I can use a primal fear as an example. Spiders. You can be fucking terrified of spiders, right? You see a spider, you avoid the area that spider is around just because you don't even want to be near it. A simple form of evolution through there would be, and there was a point in time where I would kill spiders. I've kind of gotten past that point in my life where now I just like, if they're small enough, I'll move them somewhere else or something. But you can. I try not to suggest killing animals anymore. It's an insect, however you perceive it. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I'm just saying, do what you gotta do. And as soon as you take that actionable step, now you're on the other side of the wall. Whereas though now you are capable of being in that area that you were not able to be in before. It could be a corner of your room and this one just sitting there the entire time. And just because of that, you won't go clean that area. But if you were to do something to it, then you're able to clean that area of your room. It's a very simple example, but you see what I'm saying. And when it comes to excuses, especially, your brain is going to find as many excuses as possible to avoid changing because it is fearful of what that means, because you are fearful of the unknown. You don't know what that change can do and what it will do to the things and people around you. And that scares you. And I can understand that, but you also don't understand what you can do once you reach the other side of that wall. You have as much potential as you allow yourself to have, but fear will be the thing that holds you back the most. Because if you're fearful of your capabilities, then you are not trusting yourself and how the outcome will provide sustenance and abundance for you. So what I really need you to understand is, and I've said it like 3 times at this point, but I'll say it again. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not. And as far as growth goes, you don't gain 3 feet in your height by taking a fucking 4-hour nap, okay? You have to be patient with yourself. Very patient. When these things happen, for one, this is where we start getting to changing these things. You have to pay cautious attention to how you act towards them. And now, the reason I say to be patient with yourself is because there will be times where it happens and you fuck up. Fucking up is okay, as long as you are now paying conscious action towards it, or attention towards it, but taking conscious action towards it as well, because you have to think about it. The more you consciously pay attention to these things, the more they are not able to lay in the background of your mind anymore. And it will progressively get you to the point where you just get tired of doing it. So, ways of taking conscious action towards these problems is, like I said, taking the moments where you catch yourself questioning why you acted in such a way. It can be with either fear or comfortability. Why do you keep avoiding what you want to do? Why do you keep procrastinating it, etc., etc.? Ask yourself these questions, because at the end of the day, you know the answers to these things. It's just you won't get the answers unless you ask them. Okay? When you ask yourself these questions, dig deeper. Where does this stem from? Why am I scared of spiders? Describe that question to yourself and answer it as truthfully and as real. Those are the same word. Truthfully and with as much empathy as you possibly can towards yourself. Because, and this is very important, If you judge yourself along the way and you become your own worst enemy, you're not going to want to listen to yourself subconsciously. Nobody likes being talked down to, especially if you're talking down to yourself. It's very counterintuitive. So relax. Calm that shit down, okay? Furthermore, once you catch these things more and more and more, you start to realize how silly it is. If, for example, you want to start a YouTube channel, why are you scared of sharing yourself? Who is making you feel scared of doing such a thing? Why are they making you feel that way? Who has enough control over you to put you in a position where you feel like you can't be yourself? Is it family? Friends? I would advocate you look for replacement titles for these people if they make you feel that way. Now, I will say for family, especially if they're traditional and you just feel as though you can't really burst out of your bubble, just move with a certain sense of understanding that they were taught to be that way. And if there was another way for them to be, they wouldn't be that way. But because it is how they were taught and grew up on these principles and morals, they probably wouldn't understand to the degree that you want them to. And that's okay. But that's also why I would say to hold off on bringing something like a channel up or any type of creative endeavor that you feel as though they would judge you for until you are able to show results, if that makes sense. Because when it comes to traditionalism especially, what you'll notice is as long as you have something to back it up, you're satisfied. Because your parents at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, they want the best for you, but they don't necessarily understand what the best for you can be. Okay? Now, when it comes to friends, listen, you have people around you that are supposed to support you. Okay? They don't need to put you on a pedestal, but they also don't need to be the reason you feel like you shouldn't be able to put yourself out there. That's an op. You have somebody plotting on you in your corner, especially if you feel that negative energy transferring towards you whenever you think about doing something. Anytime you think about expanding yourself, you always feel their name or idea or face pop up in your head. I would say if you feel comfortable enough to do it, either have the conversation with them or to not bring it up to them. It's not their business at the end of the day. And you'll have people that are going to support you regardless. So their opinions and the way they perceive you doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. And that can suck, especially if they've been around you for a very long time and you've made all sorts of memories and shit with them. I understand. I get it. But these are also the people that come into our lives for the purpose of teaching us the lesson that we need to sometimes let some shit go. Okay. Back to taking conscious action. You need to have faith in your ability. And the only way to have faith in yourself is to do things that make you proud of yourself. This gets back into self-validating yourself. But what I need you to understand with this especially is that if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to do it to the best of your capabilities. And not only that, you'll end up stopping, and you probably have before, so you know what I'm talking about. And when you stop and you look back on it, 9 times out of 10, you look back on it like, damn, I didn't really do that the way I wanted to, but it's always calling for me. It is, because that is more than likely your passion. When it comes to these things, you need to take responsibility for your own feelings and not allow people to have certain effects over you. Because if somebody else is able to emotionally control how you feel, you don't have control over yourself. You don't. can make that into another video. I probably will at a point in time. But for now, ask yourself these questions, answer these questions, and I would actually even recommend writing them down. If you journal, oh, you're like 10 steps ahead of me. So write these shits down in your journal, answer them. And if you want to do it like a scheduled process day by day, you could give yourself 3 to 5 questions when you first wake up or before you go to sleep. Answer them. And progressively, as you go through your days, you'll notice that you start to pay attention to them, okay? And as soon as you're on that level, you're like 70% there. The 30% is just taking action, or maybe it's the opposite. But as long as you're doing things to put yourself in a position of change, you will change. But you have to be willing to change. I flowed much better in this video today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's like 2 in the morning. I hope what I say makes sense. I've been seeing the comments, so I'm assuming it does. I appreciate all of your kind words. I do. So much. I love it here. And we're only just getting started. Eventually I'm going to talk about like more things I want to do with this channel, such as not just self-help videos. I may stream eventually, but that's going to be later on. Right now I'm just talking to you off my phone, so that's I'm already going through it with how I'm fucking up my storage in it, but somebody's got to do it. But yeah, be easy on yourself. Drink more water. You can glow so much. Just put that fucking soda is so fucking disgusting. Or pop. I know some Midwestern people call it that. Y'all are funny. Pop. Listen. Be easy on yourself. Love yourself. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I love you. No. Yeah, okay. Let me relax. No. But thank you for listening. As I said before, if you liked the video, like it. Disliked it, dislike it. And subscribe if you would like to stick around and see where we're able to take this. I'll say it again because I do. I love y'all guys. I love. Oh, fuck. I love you guys. Thank you.